The creation of Bangladesh in 1971 was a momentous event born out of a long and bloody struggle for self-determination. Previously known as East Pakistan, Bangladesh had been part of Pakistan since the partition of India in 1947. However, the relationship between the two wings of Pakistan, separated by thousands of miles and significant cultural and linguistic differences, was fraught with tension from the outset. East Pakistanis, despite constituting the majority of the population, faced systematic discrimination at the hands of the West Pakistani ruling elite. This included economic marginalization, political exclusion, and attempts to suppress Bengali language and culture. Resentment grew over time, culminating in the formation of the Awami League, a political party advocating for East Pakistan's autonomy. In the 1970 general election, the Awami League, led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, won a landslide victory, securing a majority in the National Assembly. However, the West Pakistani establishment refused to transfer power, fearing the implications of a Bengali-led government. This denial of democratic rights sparked widespread protests across East Pakistan. The Pakistani military responded with brutal force, launching a violent crackdown on the Bengali population in what became known as Operation Searchlight. This marked the beginning of the Bangladesh Liberation War, a 9-month-long armed struggle for independence.
This time the struggle is for our freedom. This time the struggle is for our independence.
Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, known as Bangabandhu, led the Bengali nationalist movement. His charisma and commitment galvanized the nation. Mujib's March 7th speech became a rallying cry for the Liberation War. Mujib was arrested and imprisoned in West Pakistan. A provisional government declared Bangladesh's independence on March 26, 1971. On December 16, 1971, Pakistan surrendered, and Bangladesh achieved independence. The euphoria of independence was short-lived. On August 15, 1975, just 4 years after leading Bangladesh to freedom, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was assassinated in a brutal military coup. The coup, orchestrated by a faction of disgruntled army officers, also claimed the lives of most of Mujib's family members. The assassination sent shockwaves throughout Bangladesh, plunging the nation into a period of profound grief and political instability. The motives behind the coup were complex, rooted in a combination of factors including dissatisfaction with Mujib's leadership style, perceived corruption within his government, and the ambitions of a military seeking to reassert its authority. The coup ushered in an era of military rule, marked by political repression, human rights violations, and the systematic erosion of democratic institutions. The Awami League, once the Party of Liberation, was banned, and its leaders were persecuted. Bangladesh's fledgling democracy, nurtured by the sacrifices of millions, was effectively dismantled. Section 4. Decades of political tumult, from coups to dynastic politics. The assassination of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman cast a long shadow over Bangladeshi politics. The following decades witnessed a turbulent cycle of military coups, counter-coups, and political assassinations, as various factions within the military and political elite vied for power. The country oscillated between periods of military rule and fragile democratic experiments, with neither able to provide lasting stability or address the deep-rooted social and economic challenges facing the nation. Corruption became endemic, hindering development and exacerbating inequality. The return of democracy in 1991, following a popular uprising, offered a glimmer of hope. However, the political landscape remained deeply polarized, dominated by two main parties. The Awami League, now led by Sheikh Hasina, Mujib's daughter, and the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, or BNP, led by Khaleda Zia, the widow of a slain military ruler. The rivalry between the two parties, often characterized by personal animosity and a winner-takes-all approach to politics, further fueled instability. Elections became fiercely contested, marred by allegations of rigging, violence, and intimidation. The political climate remained volatile, hindering progress and undermining democratic institutions. By 2024, Bangladesh found itself at a critical juncture. Sheikh Hasina had presided over impressive economic growth, but faced accusations of increasing authoritarianism and human rights violations.
Opposition parties accused her of manipulating elections and suppressing criticism. pointing to the shrinking space for free speech and media.
Tensions peaked with mass protests over a controversial job quota system, demanding Hasina's resignation and fresh elections.
The government's response was brutal, with security forces killing and injuring protesters and a crackdown on dissent.
The events of 2024 marked a significant turning point, with Bangladesh standing at a crossroads, uncertain of its future path.